What's up, everyone? It is Monday, October 9th, 2023. It's the MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin. Joe, my co-host here, Mr. Big Marcel, but we'll be recapping UFC Vegas 80, Bellator 300 Contender Series. That's the first podcast, and then after that, we'll do the preview for UFC Vegas 81. Marcel, how's it going, man? How was your weekend?
Yeah, all good, man. Pretty busy with I had a lot of events watching. First, I watched Cage Warriors Lowlands, which is like regional Cage Warriors over here for the Netherlands and for Belgium. After that, I've watched UFC, and after that was Bellator. So, I mean, a lot of MMA. Day after, a lot of football. But yeah, it was a good weekend, man. How about you?
I mean, it is what it is, man. Like I said, you guys know I take it day by day these days. Really, that's all I can say, Marcel. Every day is a new adventure for me. All right, I say we get into it, man. Just start with the recap. Like I said, start with UFC Vegas 80. Let me get some comments here from the boys in the chat. We got Antoine, what's up, brother? Hope you had a good weekend as well, man. We got Glenn here. Glenn's here, Marcel, finally. So
What's up, man? What's up?
back to the Mondays. So thanks, Glenn. Joe, what's up, brother? Crazy Pato, what's up, guy? All right, let's get into it, man. Start with the recap. All right, well, I mean, I didn't expect this to happen. Well, here's the thing, like MMA's fucking crazy, right? That's why I watch it. Because like these kind of results are just so random sometimes, right, Marcel? Like I would have never thought Bobby Green would have knocked out Grant Dawson in 30 seconds. You know, I know Grant, excuse me, he's been knocked out before. Years ago in his other loss. I believe that was a quick one too. How long was that? Yeah, that was 35 seconds. So this one was 33. So those are his only two losses. They're both very quick knockouts. So yeah, I mean, I still feel like Grant's the better fighter, even though he lost. Like, I think if they rematched, I don't think he would stand. Like, I was kind of surprised he didn't really go for a takedown right away. I guess he was just kind of trying to lure him into it, but it was a mistake. Again, giving full credit to Bobby Green, man. He landed a great punch, knocked him out. It's just, I'm not convinced he's the better fighter just because he won the fight by 33-second knockout, if that makes sense. I still think if they ran it back, Grant probably looks like the big favorite here with the wrestling, but he just got caught, man. It's MMA, it happens. It's crazy, right? Like, good for Green though. Seriously, like, the guy was counted out by everyone, including me. So it's a great win for Bobby Green, and for Grant Dawson. Yeah, I mean that's a tough way to lose for the first time in the UFC. Marcel, give me your thoughts, man.
Yeah, man. You think Keith Peterson showered after that announcement with Bobby Green, the spray with the water? You saw. Yeah, I saw Keith Peterson looking like, what the fuck, dude? Why did you do that? Yeah, man. I mean, I didn't expect it. Not gonna lie, of course. You know, listen, man. We all know Bobby Green is pretty technical on the feet. You know, with his boxing. But I expected Grant actually to shoot from the beginning. You know, but he didn't. He stand a little bit with him, and yeah, he got caught with the left. You know, and. Yeah, good finish from Green, man. I mean, what can you say else? He's going to be ranked tomorrow, so that's good for him. Um, yeah, I like it a lot, and I think there are two obvious names who we can fight next: either the Dan Hooker fight he wants, or the Moicano one, the teammate of Dawson. You know, I think those two make a lot of sense, and yeah, I mean, well done by Bobby Green. I didn't see it coming, you know, and I think a lot of people didn't see that one coming, but. Yeah, good for him and happy for him. And for the record, it doesn't mean that I see people saying like, "Yeah, Dawson hype is over." Guys, one loss doesn't mean that he sucks. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah,
he has put on some solid fights, man. I mean, nobody has dominated Ismagulov like he did. You know, that was very impressive to me. Although people saying it's boring, to me it was impressive. You know,
yeah.
and before that, he tapped Rosano, which was a good win. Um, he knocked out Santos, which was big back then. He stopped Madsen with a submission, so he had some good wins, you
Yep.
know. And listen, man, there are always like you always have these fights where not everybody, some people don't, but there's always some people who have fights like you don't expect them to lose and they lose. You know, I mean, maybe this is Grant Dawson's Makachev Adriano Martins moment. Who knows? You know. I don't
I
know.
think it could. I think it is. Again, like it's MMA, right? We've seen these
Yeah.
kind of things happen. Like it's called a puncher's chance, right?
Hmm.
This was it. Again, Grant's been knocked out by some guy named Hugh Pulley. That guy
Yeah.
sucks. He's not like even Bellator caliber, and he knocked him out 7 years ago in 35 seconds. So again, it can happen, right? But again, Marcel, I really do think if they rematch tomorrow, Grant Dawson wins the fight. So It is what it is. It is what it is. The thing is, it's not like Max Holloway there. The thing is, like, it's just
Let's
weird.
go.
Green's in a weird spot. It's just a weird thing because honestly, like, again, I think Grant Dawson's really good, but like, I don't know really why he was ranked 10th, like above guys like Dos Anjos and Turner. Those guys are, I think a little better than him. Like, I know Dos Anjos is fighting at welterweight now. I don't even know why he's still in the rankings at 155. The point is, like, he looked good in the UFC, and he got that win over Ismagulov was really, really nice. But like, I do feel like 10th was kind of a tough high place for him. And now Bobby Green's gonna go to 10th after losing to Drew Dober last year. Like, it doesn't really make sense, right?
Will he? I don't know. He probably comes into the rankings, yeah, but will he be 10th? I don't know. Maybe
you think Dawson will still be ranked above Green? You think it's possible?
No. I think they maybe dropped Dawson a few places and they put Green above it. So, for example, they maybe put Green at 14 or 13 and Dawson at 14.
What about Dober, though? Why isn't Dober in the rankings?
Yeah, because he lost to Frivola.
Who's also ranked. I mean, Drew Dober should be ranked.
Yeah, but he wasn't back then. Dober was ranked 13th and Frivola wasn't ranked. So when he got ranked, Frivola at 13, they took out Drew Dober. So I think he's pretty close to being ranked. So yeah.
Drew Dober should be ranked. He knocked out Bobby Green last year.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I like Diego Ferreira. He's a good fighter, but I don't think he should be ranked. So I think Dober should come in the rankings and Green, and then the thing is, you can't knock out Frivola. It's weird. What they should do? They should take out RDA because he's at 170 now, and take out Ferreira, and then move up Turner to 10th behind Hooker, put Macanio probably behind him, and then put Green, or then Dober, and then Green, and then Dawson. I think that's how I would do it. So I think Dawson's going to slip to 15th. I think he should.
Yeah. RDA is not coming back to 155.
Why is he still there? It's so stupid, honestly. Yeah. I don't, because like his last two, or at least his last fight was at 170, right? When he fought Luque.
He told me as well in the interview I had with him before the Luque fight that he's not coming back to 155 anymore. So yeah.
Fair enough.
It's just weird actually, because it's like normally when somebody fights another weight class, usually takes you out, or they're like, you're not going to be in there. But I think because he lost at 170, the UFC was like, fuck, we had to take him out at 155, and he's not ranked at 170. Just let him stay at 55,
Yeah, no, I understand. All right, let's get some more comments. Eduardo Vartania, that's Marcel's guy, ACA, right?
Vartanian, yeah, he's a good fighter, man. I don't know where he lands. He's a really good fighter. I always liked him. He was always like, I think, around the time that also you had like Abdulaziz Abdul Fakabov. He's also really good. He's from Khabib's team, but he's a little bit older, And those were like the guys in ACA were, in my opinion, really good, or ACB. But man, I'd love to see Vartanian in the UFC, man. I think it's long overdue, actually. But hey, the UFC rather sign somebody who was like 3-1 and give him a 10 plus 10 contract.
What's up, Craig? How's it going, man? Glad to have Craig in the chat. Pato, where's the output, Dawson? Like I said, I think 15. Out of the fighters ranked in the top 10 who do not fight both. Yeah, I think Hooker or Turner or Macanio. One of those three. Dan Hooker sounds fine. I know that Green even talked about him. You say Green likes the new version. Yeah, he's been finishing, guys. The way he switched his stance to the left was crazy. Yeah, absolutely. If you manage Green, would you prefer Green to fight Hooker or Macanio? Probably Hooker. And he wants to fight at UFC 296. I think he said that. So that's where he wants to fight on that last card of the year. Do you guys think Dawson's chance is back? Yeah, I honestly I do. I gotta be honest, Marcel. That was, I watched it again. It wasn't even on the chin. It's the weird part. It was like right here in his cheek.
Yeah, but he didn't saw it coming. I think that is the most thing that's why it's had so much impact, because he didn't saw it coming. And even after the fight, Cormier was like, you hit him with the left. Oh, dude, it was a left. I thought I hit it with the right, Green said. So he didn't even know,
Yeah, so, it was like really fast punch. But yeah, I honestly am a little sketched out about his chin. I mean, I'm just being honest. I think I'm sketched out a little bit because both his nosses are by 30-second knockouts. Like, that's a little weird. Again, he's a great fighter because his grappling's so fucking good, right? But, if he gets caught in the chin, it's kind of scary. Yeah, Derek Lewis fighting Jay Elton. That's a great fight. Green and Chandler. I don't know, maybe. No? Pardon?
Do you like it, Chelton against Lewis?
Well, I mean, like, what else are they going to do? Like, there's
no true. But do you like it over the Blades fight?
Well, like, Blades is injured, right? Is that what happened? He's injured?
Yeah, I know. But I ask you, do you like it better than the Blades fight?
I like the Blades one because Blades, like, I know that Derek knocked out Blades, but, like, the thing about Blades is I do think he's like the more solid fighter because of the grappling. Exactly. So I know what you're saying, and I like that fight better. I did, but like if he's hurt, then it's the next best option.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So,
of course. I understand they have to save the fight, but the thing is, like, I really wanted to see Jalton against a guy who's really good on the ground as well. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's
I'm 100% with you because I think he was favored to beat Curtis. He's going to be an even bigger favorite to beat Derek.
Yeah,
obviously,
sure,
right?
Yeah.
He'll probably be like minus 300. Like, because again, if Derek's man, he looked amazing on the last fight with the way he showed up in shape. With abs for the first time, and then he landed the flying knee. But like again, what happens if the fight gets out of that first round, right? Derek gets, he does have those third round comebacks, but he tends to tire, especially against guys Jay Elton. But again, Jay Elton is it Jailton or Jay? How do you say it?
Jailton.
Jailton, right? Like the thing about him is again, he's not the biggest heavyweight either, and Derek is a massive heavyweight, so like that's kind of interesting too. I like the fight. I don't mind the fight at all personally.
The thing is, like, if Jalton gets a takedown, it's over pretty much. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, this comment, I mean, I would imagine that was I don't know if he had signed at that point. I would imagine he was thinking he was going to go to PFL to fight Francis, but that's obviously not happening. But it is kind of funny that they gave Derek this huge contract. Now he's fighting his prospect instead. But again, he's the next man up. So. And that fight's in 3 weeks, so he won't be in like the best physical condition, I don't think, which hurts him even more because that last fight, man, he was in amazing shape for that fight with DeLima. He showed up in incredible shape. Yeah, that'd be like me and you, Marcel, if we like didn't drink beer or eat chips or pizza for like 6 months or something. Anyways, let's get back to the card. Yeah, so Green wins a bonus. Joe Pyfer wins a bonus. Looked fucking amazing. Gets the submission over Abdul, Razak, Alhassan. I think Joe Pyfer is super fucking legit, man. He's 3-0 down the UFC, 3 finishes, body bags, looks good. Marcel, I'm hearing that thing again. No big deal, but
I have it in my hands. What the hell?
No worries, because honestly, I feel things sometimes, so no worries. I think Joe deserves a top 15 opponent, right? You agree?
Yeah, I actually was thinking about this one, man, and no disrespect to the guy, but the obvious, how do you say that, gatekeeper at middleweight, Brett Tavares, I mean, it'd be a perfect fight, to see where Joe Pyfer is right now. If you want to go a little bit higher, I'd say Chris Curtis, because he's ranked. But
Fluffy, I was thinking Fluffy too.
Yeah, it's also good. It's also good to me. I think that's a fun one because Fluffy's pretty good on the ground, so that'll be a fun one. I mean, Joe Pyfer, he really look good, he really looks good, and I felt like there was just no way unless Alhassan had that how do you say that that puncher's chance that he was going to lose this fight, and I was thinking last week, should I go with submission first round or first round knockouts? I went with a knockout, but went second round submission. The thing is, like, I was like, if Pyfer hits him and he tags him, he probably goes with ground and pound, but he took him down and he got the choke, so really good. Really, he's not just a good fighter, but I think he has a high fight IQ as well, So yeah, I like Pyfer a lot. I really was on the fence when he fought Mershard, because he got off that win over Amedovski, and I feel like everybody beating Amedovski. So but really good fight. I'm looking forward to what's next to him, man. He looks like super legit, like you said.
And he's so big too, eh? Like, I know the thing about Abdul Razak, he's a former welterweight, so he's not the biggest middleweight, but like, Joe's a big boy, man. 6'2". He's 75-inch reach. He's a tall guy, strong guy. I just think he's super legit, man. I think he's really looked good. Like, he's looked fucking great. Anyways,
I love that. I love that Antoine comment, the last one, because in my how do you say that? In my predictions, I do always do a prediction article after the event for Eurosport. That prediction article, my third choice was do Pyfer against the winner of Bruno Silva against Shara Magomedov. I think that's a fun fight as well.
Is that fight opening up the
yeah, man. Yeah,
that's weird. It's the first fight.
The prelims.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised it's the first fight, like a little bit. Alhassan's never won. Yeah, exactly. That was an easy fight for sure. He was minus 500, I think. Joe Pyfer. Piper's a beast. He is. Imavov, yeah, that'd be interesting. Piper's a beast. He sure is, Joe. Another Philly boy, Joe. True. What's up, man? I think Joe's chin is a good. I don't know. Like, he's never been dropped even. I'm looking at his stats. I know he did get like hurt briefly in that first round, I guess, but I mean, Abdul Razak, I'm saying, like, fucking puts people's lights on. So the fact he didn't get dropped even is I think said something good. They would have a better UFC career between Pyfer and Nickel, probably both Nickel, just because again the wrestling's so fucking elite. But again, I think Pyfer's he's good, man. He's really good. Like Dana was like so hyped when he signed him, remember?
Yeah.
And like I wasn't sure, Marcel, I'm gonna be honest, because I'm like, okay, he beat that LFA guy, Ozzy Diaz. But like, and then even in the UFC, like, he beats like Emmett Dawson, that scrub, right? And I'm like, but then, beats Mearshart, knocks him out, and then he beats Abdul Razak, submits him. Like, it's pretty good. Go ahead.
Listen, man, I give Dana a lot of crap, but he got this one right.
He sure did. He really did see some eye for talent here. All right, although we'll talk about that Contender Series fight after. Let's go through this card first. Joaquin Buckley showed up to media day. Marcel, he was sporting like a fucking 12-pack, looked in fucking sick shape. Alex Morono, he was our dog pick. When I saw him, you saw the weigh-ins, right? Dude, he had a bad weight cut. He was like, he was struggling to even make it on the scale.
Yeah, what was that? That woman was too late or whatever, They were waiting for her. And she comes like, hey, here I am. And Morono was with his hands on his knees. I was like, what the hell is this?
I know. That was kind of like the clue to me that, like, I don't know if this is going to go too well, to be honest with you, because you have one guy that showed up in fucking crazy shape and one guy who really struggled to make the weight. Again, Morono's kind of showed up pudgy before and still won, but he really did struggle on the scale, and that worried me, Marcel. And Buckley looked this. Like, I know Buckley obviously had those crazy knockouts, but like Marcel, I kind of feel like this was his best performance in the UFC. Do you agree with me?
I literally said that earlier today on the Dutch podcast. I mean, I said, listen, man, he got that Kasanga 9 knockout, was amazing, but this is his most complete performance so far in the UFC. He looked good from start to finish, but despite in the second round early got knocked down. Or I don't know if it's counted as a knockdown, but
they didn't count it. No,
of course not. But he looked good overall in the fight, and he had the better gas tank. Morono was done in the third round, and I felt like Morono can maybe get it later, he can get it going. But not at all, man. Buckley was just sharp, was on point, looked good. Really good performance from Buckley, man. And hey, I said Pyfer against Tavares. Fuck it, man. Do Buckley against Magny. I think
that's a good fight. That's a really good fight. Good call. I think Dana said they kind of want to put him against someone ranked. I think Dana said that. I could be wrong, but I watched the press conference earlier. It just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Or even Chiesa's 15th. I think he beats Chiesa too. But I think it'd be a good fight because you have a grappler, although Chiesa, again, one fell out the door. And here's the thing. If Michael Chiesa's not going to want to fight him, then he should probably take him out of the rankings too, because he doesn't fight that often anymore. I also wouldn't mind a rematch against Holland one day, but not right now. But I think Magny makes sense, right? It's a good fight. So I thought Buckley looked fucking really good. Yeah, Ruzabov's out of Kyle fight. It's Abus Magomedov now, right? Against Kyle Bahayo. Buckley turns the power. Those punches, good things happen. I mean, he's definitely a fucking beast. Being a weight cut to the Lima Lay McFarlane. Get off the scale and get dressed. I didn't see that, but did you see that on Bellator?
No, I didn't see that.
I do know she weighed in 3 times, which is very weird. But
but also like
heavier the last time.
Also, like I didn't like how they went about it on social media.
So
like,
sketchy.
Finding my friend and I'm be healthy. It's like this is fighting at the highest level, And you guys, not. Yeah, you're like
no, I agree. I thought you meant the whole thing between the 3 and 5 rounds because there was confusion about that, right?
Oh yeah, that as well.
That was really sketchy. Weird. I thought that was sketch personally. The fight was kind of sketchy, wasn't it? A little bit.
Yeah, the whole thing with leading up as well, like, she's my friend. I understand that, but it felt like and listen, man, I'm a fat fuck myself, so I probably shouldn't say it, but it looks super unprofessional, if you come on, and it's not the first time with Lima Lay, and she's overweighted, and then you're waiting for the third time, and you're even heavier, probably, I don't know. Just weird overall, and I'm happy for Liz, man, that it still was a title fight, because otherwise you had the same thing with Bennett as last time.
Absolutely. Okay, let's go to the next fight. Ricky Glenn gets destroyed in the first round by Drew Dober. I mean, this fight was a joke. Like, I don't really understand why they did this fight. I got to be honest. Like, were they just trying to rebuild Dober after getting destroyed by Favola? Like, because that's kind of what it looks like. I mean, this fight was not competitive at all. Again, I think Dober's really fucking good, man. He just hits like a truck. Go ahead.
Yeah. I didn't understand the fight booking, and after seeing the fight, I also don't understand it. It's like, listen, man, I mean, Dober is just super solid, and because of one bad performance, I mean, let's say two, because the Green fight wasn't good until he knocked him out, because Green did really well in the fight. But one bad performance against Frivola doesn't make you bad, And I don't say Ricky Glenn is bad, but he's not on Dober's level, and he got knocked out by Christos Giagos before this fight. Just a weird fight. It's like, remember when they did the third fight between Charles Oliveira and Nick Lentz? Kind of felt the same way to me.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Sometimes they make these fights that just kind of make you scratch your head. By the way, I think Rick Glenn finally gets released from the UFC. He's 4-5-1. He's getting cut, I think. You agree?
Possibly, but I always hate to say that fighters have to be cut. It's pretty much their job. But I mean, it makes sense. If you see how many fighters they give a contract when the Contender Series, even people who are losing. So I mean,
we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Let's get through this card and we'll go through that. Antoine likes our idea of Magny and Buckley. Me too. Ferguson, Glenn, who win? I actually think Ferguson wins that fight. That's the kind of fight they should have given him, right? Dober get the freebie, like True said, but I think Ferguson, that would have made more sense. Although they're giving Paddy almost a freebie now. I thought Dober and Glenn was a mismatch. It was one of the biggest mismatches. I think Dana White said, like, you don't see fight. I was watching the press conference. He even did say, like, you don't see fights. They're like not this uncompetitive in the UFC very often. It really wasn't competitive. Like, Dober's got fucking hammers in his hands, dude. It's crazy how much power he has. Versus Verbesky, Aliev winner, sure, that'd be good. Breeden's fighting some guy that also shouldn't be in the UFC. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was like a loser on, right? Was that the guy?
No, he was a winner.
Who's the guy who was the loser that got announced? There was another guy.
Jacob Saragi is the loser who's fighting Butler right now.
Yeah, that's the other guy. I saw people in your comments were like, "Why is this guy in the UFC?" Like, but yeah, Jay Collier did get cut. I saw that too. All right.
Also expected, pretty much, But he got screwed, man, in that Arlovsky fight, and after that, he never probably got anything going anymore,
Again, he should have taken that no contest, man. You couldn't see his eyesight was diminished, and he gets cut anyway. So I'm sure he's regretting that decision. Bill Algeo defeats Alex Hernandez, decision, featherweight fight. Yeah, I mean, again, Alex should not be fighting this division. I think we both picked Algeo, right, last week.
Yeah,
I think we both had a good read in this fight. The cardio, right, the pace. Algeo's
underrated, man.
Yeah. He's underrated, and he landed that knockdown. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-3 in the UFC. He's got great cardio. He's tough. He's a solid fighter, man. I mean, you look at the losses: Hamosh and Feely and Lamas. Not bad fighters whatsoever. I got to be honest. Like that Brendan Lofton fight, it'd be interesting if they ever had a rematch. But yeah, I think Bill Algeo's a pretty solid fighter. He's not top 15, but he's like top 25, I would say. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Top 25, I think so, yeah.
Which is a good place to be.
Oh, for sure. I mean, this is, how do you say that? Yeah, like I said, a really underrated guy. I like his interviews. Last time it was also funny. This time as well. Yeah, I mean, good performance, man. I mean, I felt like Hernandez didn't get anything going pretty much, They look really bad, but Algeo was just a step ahead of him the whole time, and it was a fun fight. Nice one to open the main card. And yeah, good win for Algeo, man. Yeah.
Completely agreed. Speaking of a good win, dude, how could you not be happy for Kovacevic? I mean, unputable, Because
even Belbita was happy.
Yeah, she was. I saw that. There's a lot of respect between them. By the way, they had they put their arms around each other and did that like peace sign you saw that? They both look pretty good too. I'll say that too. Both were very, very, very good looking women. And I think it was a pretty good fight, overall. I mean, Deanna Belbita is like, I think I called this fight perfectly, Marcel. Like, she's going to walk forward, she's going to throw bombs, but again, defensively not that sound. And Carolina landed 141 strikes in this fight, had significant strikes. Carolina just beat her with the punch every time. Carolina is 38 years old in 5 days she turns 38. And buddy, I think she looks better than ever. I completely wrote her off for dead after she got submitted by Jessica Penne. I said, oh my God. I think you did too. I think we're like, yeah, her career's over. Like, it's literally over. And she's won 4 straight fights since then, Marcel, which is like, I think the second longest streak in the division or something. Like, it's beyond impressive what she's doing. And again, how are you not happy for her? Like, she's such a nice person, Like, I don't think anyone would say anything bad about Carolina, Marcel. Like, she's literally like the nicest person in the sport. And like, it's just so nice to see her bounce back from 5 losses in a row. It can win 4 fights in a row. I'm assuming that's the first time that's ever been done in UFC history where someone loses 5 straight and then wins 4 straight. Let's see if she can win 5 straight. She's ranked 15th, I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check that, but
Yeah.
I think she should get someone. She's ranked 15th. She should be finding someone else in the top 15. I think, but it's tough to say because you never know where they're going to do with these girls. But I think, yeah, like someone like me. Who are you thinking, man? Who do you think?
I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna match her up with. What I think.
You want me to
think
guess?
they're gonna. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Is it top 15 though? Can you at least say
No.
that? Oh, it's unranked.
I think they're gonna match her up with Jasmine Horegi.
Be a good fight, right? It'd be a good one. Jasmine to bounce back, maybe.
Yeah, they want to see either if Carolina still can make it to the top 50 or can make it even higher than what she is now. I don't want to see if that Horegi fight was like an incident against Gomez.
It might have been, but that Denise Gomes girl is fucking got a lot of power, bro. Honestly, she has crazy power. She's fighting Angela Hill. I'll just say I'm interested in her there in that fight. But yeah, I like that fight, Marcel. I think you're probably right. Let's go to the next one.
And also,
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Carolina, like you said, man, she's well loved in the MMA community. I met her in 2016 in Hamburg. I think I was there as a fan with a friend of mine, and they had like an in-store signing, I think, back then with the Ring Girls and with Dan Hardy as well. And she was there as well. Super nice to everybody, smiling all the time, taking pictures with anybody. Super nice person, and you see also how her opponents react to her, even when they're losing. They're super nice to her. Belbita, super nice to her as well. And a good fight, I think, for both ladies. I think Belbita did well as well in the first round, pretty much. And she had that. I always call that the women takedown. That getting in the headlock and then throwing. I'm not a big fan of it. Because you can take somebody's back if it doesn't work. But I mean, good win for her, and happy for her. So. Looking forward to next one for Belbita. I hope she gets another one as well because I think she's a good fighter, but she still has also a lot of things to learn. I feel.
Agreed. Nate Maness also wins a bonus. Marcel knocks out Mateus Mendonça
twice.
Yeah, he woke him back up and then finished him again. Yeah, amazing finish, really. Nate Maness is 4-2 in the UFC with 3 bonuses. Like that kind of surprised me when they showed that stat. I was like, really? Is that true? And yeah, he does have 3 bonuses. So. Yeah, Nate Maness at flyweight, man, is so big, and this guy Mendonça. Do you think he gets cut, Marcel? This was not a very good performance.
He probably gets one more, but I mean, that dude kept going for a leg lock, man. What the fuck? You get destroyed in the face, and you're going for a leg lock.
You know what they should? Oh no, he's not in the division. I was gonna say they should match him with that guy that fought Damon Blackshirt that was doing the same thing, and Damon finished him. Remember that guy?
Oh,
it was like
Joseph Johnson.
No, the other guy, the one before that, the one where he was like Luan Lacerda or something.
Oh yeah, Lacerda, yeah.
But I think that's a different weight class, so I don't know if they'll do that. But maybe if Mendonça moves up or something, because man, he looked terrible.
I think Mendonça actually moved down for this one. So
yeah, I know, I saw that. Same with Maness, or Maness was already there, but yeah. Robbery of the night: Vanessa Delopoulos defeats Kanako Murata. This is just a bad. This is a shit decision, and like again, I'm just so tired of people like defending bad judging. It's fucking so annoying. It's like, well. The fight was a lot closer based on the criteria. Like, fuck off. Like, look at the stats. Look at the fucking stats, okay? 34 to 31 in significant strikes for Murata. So basically the same.
Control time.
86 to 70 in total strikes. Hold on. Sure, a slight edge to her.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough, whatever. Yeah. But the control time, 10 minutes to 40 seconds. Come on. Like, if you have someone, if you're holding them down and grinding them out for 4 minutes, because it came down to the second round. Yeah. They both landed 9 significant strikes. And yet, Murata had 4 minutes and 11 seconds of top control. She should have won the round. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Marcel, like, I had a feeling this could happen. That's why I didn't even bet it. I was like, fuck this. I don't have any interest in Murata. But, like, if you did bet on her, that's shitty. That's shitty. She should have won the fight. I think you agree with me.
Yeah, but I feel like the only people who are trying to say it's okay is the people who bet on Demopoulos,
Yeah.
It wasn't okay, The thing was, after the fight, I already wrote down like Murata did very well on the ground, controlled her for the second and third round, kind of even on strikes. Murata wins a decision. I already had that written down, and then what the fuck? And also a unanimous. All 3 judges saw it for Vanessa. I was super surprised by it, and
the 3 blind mice, right? Chris Lee, Sal Diamato, Eric Colon, not the best judges either.
And it's like, listen, man, and there's no hate to Vanessa Demopoulos because I don't dislike her or anything, but she is very lucky with decisions, man. I mean, she also got very lucky against Jinju Frey. I remember, so it's not the first time. Yeah, didn't like the decision at all, and yeah, I think it was for me. It was a clear 29-28 for Murata.
Me too. You know, Vanessa's 4-2 in the UFC. She should probably be 2-4 or 3-3. You know, because that Fry fight could have went either way. This one though, I don't like it. I don't like it, Marcel. All right, a couple other fights quickly. Richie Long defeats Johnny Munoz. Johnny Munoz is just really bad, right? He's getting cut, right? Would you agree?
He had a good I think he had a good first round, but he completely gassed out and he couldn't take it down anymore. You know, and Richie Lang's stand-up was way better than his. Yeah. So clear win for Richie Lang. Very good win for him as well.
I agree. Johnny Munoz pulling guard constantly is just so annoying. It's just awful to watch. I think the UFC releases him for sure. And then JJ Aldrich defeats Montana De La Rosa. Like,
you were frustrated.
I was, because, like, how do you tell her that she's winning the striking battle? Like, her corner's saying, you're doing great, when everyone else in the world's watching and saying, okay, you're getting outpointed. Because the other girls just landing better work. I understand the stats are basically the same, but, like, it didn't seem like that to me anyways. But, like, here's the thing. How do you not – she shot one takedown in the third round the whole fight. Like, she's a wrestler.
Surprise as well.
What kind of game plan is that? So, again, maybe the first round, okay, you're striking with her just to kind of confuse the opponent, be like, okay, she's going to strike with you. And then I'm like, okay, she'll shoot in this round. She didn't, though. How, as a corner, how do you tell, like, I think it's her husband's in her corner, Mark De La Rosa. Yeah. He used to fight in the UFC. He wasn't very good. His wife's a better fighter than him, to be honest with you. But, like, how do you tell her, like, how do you not tell her, hey, we got to change the game plan. You got to go for a takedown. Like, I was shocked. I got to be honest, Marcel. I thought it was just terrible fight IQ. Some of the worst fight IQ I think I've seen. And now Montana's 5-5-1 in the UFC. Like, she's 1-3, she's 1-4-1 in her last 6 fights. She might get one more. She is definitely like a good looking girl. Like, she's tough. I'll give her that. But, like, bro, the fight IQ was so bad in this fight, man. It's bad. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I feel the same way, you know. I think Montana is kind of like a girl who's like, I don't ever think she's going to be a champion or a top 5 fighter, but she's definitely good where she is like pretty much of a gatekeeper kind of thing, just not in the top 15. But it's like, then you have to win fights like these, you know, because JJ Aldrich is pretty much the same, you know. So yeah, I'd give her one more, man. Why not? I mean,
sure.
Yeah,
there's got to be someone that's not very good that she can fight, right?
Yeah, yeah.
She's at 125, right?
What? Yeah, 125. Yeah. I mean,
I was gonna say she could fight Murata. Okay. Let me just take a look at the roster because, like, again, I like Montana. I mean, how do you not like her, right? But at the same time,
give her Hannah Goldie.
Sure, there you go. That's, you know what, great fight. It just makes sense, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
We have to talk about
this. The Philippe Lins. Tell me what's going on.
So you saw John Morgan tweeting, right, about it. So I talked to Kutalaba's side, and they are telling me that they didn't know if it was going to happen or not. They were at the Apex, but the Lins wasn't there. They were pretty much waiting on him, and he felt ill from early morning. So they didn't have any clearance yet if it's going to happen or not. So they were waiting, and then I think 1.5 hours before the final prelim, I asked again, and they're like, we still don't know, we're still waiting. So okay, and then they said on the broadcast, like, it's done, you know, or it's not going to happen. So but the broadcast was really weird about it, you know. They were like, oh, again. I was like, guys, a little bit more, you know, you don't know what happens exactly. They didn't know what was happening exactly, so kind of weird. But yeah, Lins pretty much felt ill, and also not going to be on this card because I think Kutalaba's team asked to be like, can we do it a week later? And Lins didn't want to do it, what I've heard. So yeah,
right on. So what's going to happen then? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, they hope that they put Kutalaba on the December card or whatever, you know, but they have nothing right now. So I hope for Kutalaba he gets another fight in before the end of the year, but I don't know. What's going to happen with Lins? I have no idea.
Dana seemed pissed at Lins after the press conference. You saw it, right?
No.
Dana wasn't happy. He said it was his decision to pull out because, like, someone asked him.
I heard. I saw that.
Was it a doctor or you? He's like, no, I think Lins was the one. So this is not the first time Lins has did this shit, and I think that he's a decent fighter. he'd be lucky to stick on. All right,
I don't know, man, because he has a pretty extensive contract. I know he made 80K plus 80K, I think, for his debut because he was PFL champion.
Yeah, I know. You think he gets cut then? You're saying?
I mean, if Dana is upset, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Dana's
but
like, this guy makes 80,000. Dana's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, okay. Let's get some comments, guys. I missed a few. Oh, here's a good question. Patty was telling me, Antoine, I haven't even thought that far ahead. You're so far ahead of me, brother. I love it, but like, I don't know if Marcel's thought that far ahead, but I haven't. Raw plus 3.5 points. Yeah, like I think that's a good bet though, True, because she won. Was it the third round? Demopolis won the third round. I have bad decisions for the UFC. She's got at least 1 to 2 now. The fact 4 dogs, 3 fought 1. Yeah. We picked what? We had 2 dogs on the show. 2 consensus dogs, right? Montana.
Yeah, Aljo.
Or no, Algio we had 2 in Morono, sorry. Yeah. And then Montana was favored. Algio and Morono. So we had 1, we went 1 for 1. Or 1 and 1, I should say.
You picked Montana, right?
I did, but I think she poses the favorite, right? You had Aldrich, okay. So you had another dog. Good pick on Aldrich, by the way. Very good pick. Late to the show, do you think Costas will fight tomorrow? I mean, he just had surgery for the staph infection, I think.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that picture's real, though. Like, is it even real? Like,
the thing with Costa, you never know, I know. So I'm just waiting till the event. We'll see.
I'm waiting for him just to tweet out some more bullshit or something, or some picture of him with, like, what's her name? Tracy Cortez. I don't think Costa's wife is happy about him hanging out with Tracy, by the way.
It's like with the Connor thing, right now with USADA. Until he's on the website, I don't know,
Do you even believe it? Like I'm still not convinced, Like I'm still
same.
Convinced.
I'm the same.
All right, let's go to Bellator, Marcel, really quickly. Bellator 300. So first off, I want to give a shout out to my boy James Lynch, our boy, and also Mills too, because they were both there at the event. I give it a shout out to James. James had a run-in with Ali Abdelaziz's group, I guess, or something.
I saw the YouTube video
with one of his agents. You saw the YouTube, so he put a video up. It's interesting. They basically told him not to talk to Usman or Magomedov. It's really interesting. Go to James's channel. I want to give him a show because James kicks his ass with his coverage, and they're trying to basically silence the media. It's fucking disgusting. You know what I mean? But and then James actually posted a video the other day, and Bellator was like, "Hey, can you take this down?" Right? Yeah. Because there was, I don't know. I think James just did it because he didn't want to. He's not trying to burn bridges, But the thing is, these guys are they're telling him who to talk to now. That's fucking messed up.
But I don't get it, man. I mean, James is one of the nicest guys.
I know because Ali's jealous of him. Ali's just a jealous guy. He's like, this guy's a nice guy, successful, and I'm an asshole, and I'm gonna make life a living hell for this guy for no reason. I mean, listen, it's because he's friends. James isn't even really that close friends, but he had that guy. I think what's his name, Mike Russell. I know Mike too.
Oh yeah.
And I think James either was following him on Twitter or they did an interview. I can't remember exactly what it was, but because they were connected, Ali's like, "Hey, you're friends with this guy, then you're screwed." So I think that's what happened. Anyways, let's get to Bellator, Marcel. Let's actually break down the card. Oh yeah, and let's get to it. Yeah, Usman. I mean, he looked good. Didn't get the finish. Brent Primus is super tough. I don't have a lot to say about this fight. It wasn't very exciting to watch, but he looked good.
Pretty one-sided.
Yeah. I mean, all 3 of the title fights were one-sided, weren't they? Cyborg.
Yeah.
Katz and Gano looked. I mean, she looked good at the weigh-in. She looked great.
Yep.
Right? Whatever she was wearing, I was like, man, she went 42, 41. She looked great, bro. But
let's be fucking honest. We both know that probably all 3 title fights were going to be pretty one-sided.
Yeah, I agree. And then obviously Liz beat Lima Lay with the leg kicks. Yeah. Lima Lay showed up out of shape. She didn't care. She's checked out for a while. She's looked terrible for the last couple of years, to be honest with you. I gotta be honest. I think Lima Lay is. I think she's a little overrated, man. To be honest with you, she doesn't really have that many good wins. Does she? Not really. In her career, I don't think she had the best run. She started off. Remember her first fight? She fought that girl Katie Castro. You ever seen that fight? She fights the soccer mom or something. Remember that?
Of course, I remember that.
And then she went to Bellator and she has she beat Emily Ducote to win the belt. She beat the ghost of Valerie Letourneau. Laura, Watson. These are not great fighters. You know what I mean? And then anytime she actually fought someone good like Velasquez or Carmouche or even Kish, she lost. So I always thought she was overrated, personally. I mean, again, I don't have an issue with her personally. I think, obviously marketable for Bellator. She was a champion that defended the belt a lot, so I'll give her credit for that. But like, I just think you look at the wins a lot, not that good. And then Carmouche, gets cut by the UFC after losing to Valentina. Now she's won 7 straight fights in Bellator. Like, I know she's not the most exciting fighter, but dude, she's won 7 fights in Bellator. Marcel 6 are by stoppage. So I just wonder, like, where would she be in the UFC right now? She'd probably be in the top 10, right? Top 5, maybe.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Right? She actually has a win over Valentina. I think Liz Carmouche is one of the more underrated women's fighters of all time. Do you agree with
What's
that?
the win over Valentina?
Liz from 2010. She beat her in C3 fights, Red River rivalry. She was the first girl to beat Valentina Shevchenko. Yeah,
Dr. She did.
Yeah, years ago.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, I think Valentina's eye got like fucking blown up or something. But anyway, she has a win over her, Jessica Andrade, Lauren Murphy, Caitlin Kagan, Jennifer Maia. Like, these are good wins. You know what I mean? And then in Bellator, she beat Velasquez twice and Alima Lay, Deanna Bennett twice. Like, that's the problem though. She's fighting this girl twice because there's no one else. But honestly, Marcel, I think she's one of the better women's fighters of all time. I really do think that. Like, I think she's one of the more underrated. Yeah, I shouldn't say one of the best, but one of the most underrated. Like, and she's 30? She's 39, and she's still looking really good.
We have the ghost of Conor McGregor in the chat.
Where?
Last comment. Doctor, stop it.
Doctor, stop. Yeah, they say there was a TKO. No,
by the way, I agree with him. The Watanabe fight was a bad decision. I also
and that too. That's the other one. Yeah, no, for sure. But you're talking about with Alima Lay, right? You're talking about Alima Lay?
Yeah. I'm talking about
because I was going to say Liz knocked her out, right? But I'm with you. All right. I'll be honest. I only watched those 3 fights. I did. Actually, that's not true. I did watch the Leia McCord fight. She destroyed Sarah McMahon.
Very impressive. I should say.
And she's a big girl, right? She's a big girl, and she's going to be fighting Cyborg next. I think Cyborg smokes her though. What do you think?
Oh, she's going to get destroyed. I mean, I like Leia McCord a lot. She's also very nice, but
yep.
Nah, no way. We saw her struggling against other fighters before, even against the girl who's now I think she's ranked 6 and she lost 3 in a row. I think Leah got lucky against her. She lost to Sinead Kavanaugh as well. Listen, man, Leah is a good fighter. She's a great ambassador for Bellator in the UK as well, But she's not going to beat Cyborg. Let's be honest, nobody's going to beat Cyborg right now, and who are there. I mean. Nah, nobody at this moment.
I agree. And then some other fights. Kai Kamaka won.
Yeah, good for him, man.
Yeah, Slim for belts. Go ahead.
I think he clearly won, man. I think he won rounds 2 and 3, and one judge gave it 29-28 to Corrales, man. I was like, fuck, are they going to rob Kai again? But I was happy they didn't. How you want to talk about Slim Terrell?
Yeah, he won too. That's Ali's boy. I don't really care about the guy because he's Ali's guy now, right?
He's pretty decent, man.
It's good. I'm just saying, like, because they told James not to ask him any questions about him too. That just pisses me off. So because they said that, I don't think we should talk about him. Is that fair?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Right there we go. See, it goes both ways, buddy. That Bobby Serenino guy needs to fight better competition. I mean, this is a joke at this point. You know what I mean?
Against
Alberto Garcia or something. Sergio Costio had that nice submission win. He looked good.
Yeah, very nice.
And there was a few other finishes too. The Jenna Bishop girl's pretty good, I think, as well.
I think Santiago and me, we called that on the Bellator zone that Jenna Bishop was going to win. She has a good ground game, but she's already 36, 37. She's a pretty older than you think she is, actually, because she started a little bit later with MMA, but she's pretty solid. I like her a lot.
Yeah. The Liz win with Valentino's doctor stoppage. Like I said, her eye got busted, I think. Carmouche game release while doing work for UFC in the military, and just signing a contract shows the UFC can be your last ones. She won't come back, but yeah, that's true. Kat kind of gave up a little bit, in my opinion. I watched it back today. She kind of fell down and just gave up. But again, I don't think it would have changed anything. All right, that's good for Bellator. Let's go to the Contender Series really quick, Marcel. How about that? Like I said, guys, there's just 2 seasons left, or 2 episodes left. This was one of them. Now there's one more, which we'll talk about in the next podcast in a few minutes here. But quickly, Marcel, week 9, Dana just.
Dana's getting ridiculous, man.
I'll be honest, this episode just really turned me off the show. I don't know if you don't agree with me. I don't know. Like, it's like I watch it every Tuesday, guys, but this one just bothered me because the week before, like, those fighters that lost, but the fights were so good, and I know you didn't even think they were that good, but they were pretty good. So I could understand being like, okay, they're gonna make 12,000, like, just bring them in instead of letting like Bellator PFL get them. Let's just sign them instead because I'll put on a good fight for like 2 or 3 fights. But this Jose Medina guy, I'm just going to start with that guy getting signed, is a fucking joke. Like, just because Dana thinks, oh, he's in the wrong weight class and the coaching. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, the guy lost 30-27. He didn't look good at all. I really don't understand it. Hold on, I'm going to pull the stats up because, like, I was just trying to think. I'm like, did I miss something in this fight? Like, I was like so confused. I was shocked. And it just bothered me because there's people that have literally won, like that Daniel Allen guy a few weeks ago, right? Is that his name? Daniel James Allen?
Daniel Allen.
Yeah. And they passed on him when he looked fucking good. He looked UFC
ridiculous.
And then they signed this guy. Look at the stats. He got outlanded 73-24, and the other guy had 6 takedowns. Why would they sign this guy? Why? I don't care if it's a good story. The guy fucking lost, and he lost decisively. It wasn't like it was a split decision or something, right? Then you're like, okay, maybe. But, dude, he lost 30-27, and he got controlled and taken down and beat up. Tell me why they signed him, Marcel. I don't fucking get it, honestly.
I don't know either, man. I was like, dude. And there were even people saying online that the guy he fought, that Magomed Gaziazulov, that they should sign Medina and not Gaziazulov because it was boring. I was like, people are real, you know. I mean, there were even the commentators, I think after 12 minutes of Gaziazulov going hard, and then he was gassing, you're like, yeah, this is not the way you should fight before. I was like, what the fuck, man? He just fought for 12 minutes, and you're laughing about the Medina guy because he's like having some antics, you know?
Yep.
People are weird sometimes, you know? And I mean, listen, and there's nothing against the Medina guy, you know? I mean, I wish him all the best, and I'm happy for him he got signed, but it changes the Contender Series season 1 and season 7. It's night and day, you know? It's night and day.
I agree. Yeah, no, I agree. Losing, missing weight, getting USADA doesn't stop you getting your contract. Destroying someone going for a late takedown, acceptable. That's fucking hilarious. He's not wrong, right? Remember they passed on Lofton. Even that Josephine Knudsen girl, Dana's like, yeah, you know, she's the total package, but we're gonna pass on her. Like, it made no fucking sense. Remember that?
Yeah, of course.
I was like, what? Like, and I thought, okay, fair enough because she didn't get the finish. Maybe they're, you know, this season they're going to be more strict. But then they sign all these people losing. So it's like, go ahead.
And then Dana says after a press conference, yeah, and you see, we still signed Knudsen, and you see, she won the fight. I was like, yeah, dude, it's not because of you. It's because you needed somebody.
That's hilarious. Let's just get back to the card, though. Rodolfo Bellator, he had the great win, got the finish. He gets signed.
Was impressive.
Yeah, he gets a finish. He gets signed. Look good. And then Mauricio Rufi guy was down 2-9, and he came back and brutally finished Raymond Magomedaliev in the 3rd round. Very, very brutal finish. The other guy was fucking exhausted. Like, that's the one thing, Marcel, we were talking about. Like, if we were in a fight in the streets, like, it's not that we wouldn't have like any skill and knowledge. It's just that it's the gas tank, right? Like, me and you would probably gas out in like 2 minutes. Just being honest.
The thing is, the difference is with a street fight is like, it's not going to go for 10 minutes. You know?
It's not go for 2. Yeah. But, like, seriously, like, you're going to blow your wad in 2 minutes. The point is, like, this guy just didn't have the gas tank. And the Rufi guy, even if he didn't get the finish, like, the finish, I think it would have been 10-8, and they probably would have signed him off a draw anyways, I think, right? Yeah. They signed that. Remember that girl a few weeks ago that, I can't remember her name, the Brazilian chick, Rondinha or something?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They signed that girl off a draw. They signed, I think, 3 fighters coming off losses this year. And even that guy that's getting the fight, we'll talk about him in the guy that got knocked out by Sari City, the Canadian guy. Like, he missed weight and he got finished. I know it was controversial, but he gets another shot even though he missed weight. Like, I don't know, bro. I think this is what they got to do. I don't know if you agree with me, but
did he make weight today?
I think he did. But let me double check. But the thing is, like, I think what they need to do is get rid of this contender series and go back to the Brazilian contender series instead. I think that's what they got to do. Just do that because I don't know, bro. I don't know. This one turned me off. There's just too many people getting signed coming off like bad performances. It just doesn't. It's very weird. Again, you know, you see Jay Collier get cut, you'd imagine that the other people get cut too. But yeah, that's pretty much what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
The thing is, like, listen, man. For me, it's like, yeah. Also, that's also really annoying always to me. Like the how do you say that the people who are given the listen, man. I don't have anything against the commentary, but they are like looking at, yeah, you got to impress the boss to get the contract. I was like, dude, fuck off. You know, you just have to fight well and do well. And if Dana wants to sign you, great. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. You know. But the thing is, like, it's just like it's getting so weird. You know, you don't know what you have to do to win there. You know, sometimes Dana is happy, sometimes he's not. Then he makes a completely weird decision with Daniel Allen. You don't know. You know what you have to do. It's like, and in some seasons you're like, listen, man, they fucking passed on Chris Curtis and Tam Lee when they had like head kick knockouts. Remember? So it doesn't matter. Even Austin Vanderford, they passed on him, and that's probably to do because
there's a lot of good fighters they cut in that first, not cut, but they passed on in the first.
Yeah,
season. Even like Ricky Simone won his fight, they passed on him back in the
Danny
day.
Sabatello.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys, man. All right, let's get some comments here. Guys, you have Budai. You think is that the fight? Crazy pause. Who's the Budai fighting? Do you know who he's fighting? You don't know? Do you know?
No.
Losing weight. Oh yeah, sorry. Is Dawson stinky? Hey, what's up, Blake? Is Dawson stinky? Was a bad performance game plan. He just got caught. I think he's a bit chinny. I think we can say that. He's been knocked out 2 times in his career in 30 seconds. Those are his only losses. The running of the qualifiers were desperate. Will fight for 5,000 for 7 years. The last 7 years is still 5K. It's just sad. Like that. Those fighters last week that put on those crazy wars were getting 5 and 5. Glenn is hardly a matters. 2 crap fighters can put on a good fight. That's exactly what it Dana comes down to for Dana. All right, let's finish up this podcast right here, Marcel. I think we're good to go here. Just give me a sec, Marcel. We'll be back in a second, guys. Okay, we'll talk to you in a sec. We'll break down UFC Vegas 81. Peace.